Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Straight Out of Boston, and today I am back with episode number 41 of my MLB 16 The Show Road to the Show series here with Jim Lowry. So if you missed it earlier in the week, I posted an MLB 15 The Show Jim Lowry video, kind of taking the viewers' temperature on, or the viewers' temperatures, I should say, on what kind of Road to the Show series they wanted me to do in MLB 16. And I posed the idea of just continuing the Jim Lowry series, which is what I'd kind of been wanting to do all along. And it seems like people were in agreement that that was the best way to go. So we are going to be continuing the Lowry series. I'm going to plan on doing the rest of this season, playing out the rest of the games and all that, and then I will start to do a little bit more simulation when we get into the next season. But we've got the stretch run here with the St. Louis Cardinals. As I'm showing off some of the new features in this game, one of them is the running styles, which you saw there. I was trying to show off some of the new equipment, but there isn't really a ton of new equipment or accessories that you can add to your guy this year. There are some new things like, new cleats and batting gloves and all that stuff, but overall, they didn't really overhaul or do any major changes to the equipment or the accessories or the any of the real player customization. But one thing I have heard is that you can actually, if you do a compression sleeve, you can customize a logo on that, but I have not tried that out myself. So anyway, we're taking on the Colorado Rockies in the first game of this episode. So like I said, for the rest of the season, I'm still going to be doing the 3 games an episode, and then I'm not sure how I'm going to format the videos after the season. Like I said, though, there will be some more simulation so I can start getting through some more seasons quicker, and then maybe at some point I will start up another Road to the Show, and it will be a position player. I was thinking maybe a shortstop, and really making a guy like a Lowry who I can import into a future game and, build over many, many seasons. That will have one position player and one pitcher who I will have, very deep into a Road to the Show series, which is kind of what I like to do. So we'll see. That's kind of what I'm thinking about for now. But for now, we're just going to focus on the Jim Lowry series, try and finish up this season, and see if we can win a World Series with the Cardinals, because we are in second place in the division, but we do have that first wild card spot. So Lowry started off the game pretty well, struck out his first 4 batters, but he did allow a home run to Michael McHenry. So it's 1-0 Colorado here, but he's going to get another strikeout there to end off the third. So we're through the first 3 innings of the game now, still 1-0. It's bottom 4. Troy Tulowitzki is up, and remember, this Road to the Show was created before the trade deadline last year. That means that the rosters are pre-trade deadline, which means that Tulo is still on the Rockies. One of the downsides to continuing a Road to the Show series from last year's game is that we don't have the updated rosters. But, oh well. I still wanted to, I really just didn't want, especially to do another starter. I definitely did not want to redo a whole nother starter. I think it's so hard. Like, the hardest part about doing a starting pitcher Road to the Show is the first, season, because your guy is such a low overall that he really struggles in the minor leagues. And I put a lot of training points into Lowry as early as I could, using stubs and using a whole, bunch of different manners. I didn't buy any Road to the Show points, but I did, did it however the way I could. So, anyway, there was another new feature that I just showed off, was the new base running. The new thing about it, the really cool thing about it, is you can set it so that you're only going to be controlling your player for action pitches, which basically means instead of watching the whole AB, it's just going to skip to what, it's like in a fielding opportunity. It's just going to skip to whatever pitch the action is going to happen on. So that's very cool. That makes base running a lot more doable, a lot less time consuming, and a lot more fun all in all. So Kyle Parker hits a 2-run home run off of me right here. This actually makes it 4-0 now, as Colorado starting to bang me around a little, definitely taking advantage of the thin air up there in Coors Field. So we get pulled here after just 5 2/3, I believe. We allowed 4 earned runs, 7 hits, and did have 8 strikeouts though. But 8 strikeouts, no walks, definitely good on that sense, but the 3 home runs will kill you. And we do pick up the loss, so take a look at Jim's first start in MLB 16. Now, for these first few episodes, I'm really going to be messing around with some of the new motions. I'm trying to use some of the new ones. I don't know if Jake Peavy's was actually new or if it was the same one as it was last year, but it looked really smooth to me. So I decided to go with it, and I do like the over-the-top motions. But here's another new addition. So you can see the graphics for the pregame stats are a lot more realistic in the sense that they look like something that would actually be on a television broadcast. In the past, the MLB The Show graphics were very distinct. They looked a lot like MLB The Show. I don't know if that was intentional on the game's part, where it was like if you see this specific scoreboard, it's an MLB The Show graphic. But the ones that they use in this game look a lot more like the ones you would see in a Fox Sports broadcast. And I really like that. I don't know if that really is a huge change. I don't think it's going to make me play the game any more than I would have played otherwise. But it's still a nice, neat little touch. And I find that is, as usual, the theme of this year's MLB The Show game. It's no real major changes. It's a lot of subtle things. It is things like in franchise mode, when you're offering a player an extension for a contract, it shows the player's interest while you're messing around with the contract instead of after you make the offer. That makes signing players in franchise mode a hell of a lot easier. In Diamond Dynasty, when you're designing a logo, you can actually model it on a player while you're editing the logo instead of having to save your logo and then exit out of it to go look at it and see how it looks on uniform or on the cap or whatever. So it's a lot of subtle changes in this year's game, and a lot of them are really, really good. The two biggest changes, in my opinion, are the two new modes they added to Diamond Dynasty. I've been playing a crap ton of Battle Royale. It's a really great game mode. It's basically like Draft Champions from Madden. I've never played a lot of Draft Champions in Madden, so if the game modes have slight differences, put them in the comments, because I could be completely ignorant with what I'm saying. But from what I've been told by people who have played Draft Champions, it's basically just Draft Champions, and it's a really good game mode. It's like a fantasy draft, and you take on other teams. The thing I really like about it, it's always been my complaint about game modes like Diamond Dynasty and Ultimate Team and all that stuff, is that it's really easy to just get 99 overall teams and have 99s everywhere, and it's not fun because a big thing, or a really big part of sports is exploiting matchups, and that's how you win a game, especially in a game like football or in a game like basketball. Baseball, not quite as much, but still, you do look at a roster and you see which guys in the lineup you're going to have difficulty getting out and which guys you're not going to have to worry about nearly as much. So it does stink to just run up against all 99s, and the thing about Battle Royale is that every team is neutralized. You have some really good players, and you have some really bad players. Every team has its strengths and its weaknesses, and that is what sports is all about, and that's why I have never been a fan of My Team or Ultimate Team or any of those game modes. But anyway, watch this. Yadier Molina trying to throw out Billy Hamilton, going for the steal there. He actually throws it off of me. I don't know if I'm supposed to move out of the way here, or if this was just an accident or whatever, but now Votto's up with a man in scoring position. That's never a good thing. He's going to slap this changeup the other way into left field for a base hit. Hamilton is coming around. The throw home is cut off. The relay is in time, and they get Hamilton with 99 speed. A nice play by the Cardinal defense. So we take it to the fourth inning. Now it's 3-0, throwing another scoreless appearance here, as we had 8 scoreless in the last game, but it's Jay Bruce taking us yard here. That one is going to just eclipse the fence there and get out of the ballpark. So you can see I tried to blow a high fastball by Bruce, but he turned on it and took us yard, or took me yard, I should say. And if you did not notice, I'm going with the Bronson Arroyo windup. I actually stuck with this one for a couple games because I love that leg kick. And Arroyo, I do like to make fun of my favorite sports teams when they make dumb moves. And trading Bronson Arroyo for Willie Mopena, which the Red Sox did, and I believe spring training before 2006, was not Theo Epstein's brightest moment. Not that Arroyo was any type of stud, but he did go on to be one of the more consistent pitchers in the second half of his career with the Reds. So anyway, working into the 6th inning, though, here's Joey Votto with the dish. He's actually going to get hit by the pitch right there. I did not mean to do that, but if you guys didn't see, Lowry did get hit earlier in the game, so I guess that's kind of retaliation, but either way, it was not intentional. And then a nice play by the second baseman there. So one down, or actually no one down in the 7th there. We're going to get Schneider to strike out on the changeup. That is his 3rd strikeout of the evening. Now next batter is Chris Taylor, and he's going to go down on the slider. Another strikeout for Lowry. I have not made the K counter yet, the St. Louis Cardinals K counter. If you guys really want me to make that again and continue it for the MLB 16 version of this series, I will. But I honestly was just kind of too lazy to get around to it before recording this commentary. So if you guys really want to see it, though, I will find like an hour or two to go through and make the graphics or whatever. I can make that time in my schedule. But either way, we would be pulled after 8 innings. We end up getting the win. 3-2 is the final score. 8 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 6 hits, 9 Ks, and no walks. Did have the 1 hit by pitch, though. So another very good performance out of Lowry. He is the player of the game, and that is pretty much going to do it. So we'll take a look at Lowry. I don't know if this is, I guess this is this supposed to be all one pitch? Is it the same strikeout of Devin Mesoraco? I guess it is. So there you go. We get to watch Lowry strike out Mesoraco from 5 different angles. That's going to do it. Hope you guys enjoy. Thanks for watching, and I'm out.